haunting occurs when a ghost or another supernatural being refuses to move on after death, instead choosing to dwell among the living. Though most people associate hauntings with houses, a spirit or demon can attach themselves to just about any object, from jewelry to paintings. Here, we're going to look at some of the most cursed objects in the world. Enjoy. The Mirror of Myrtles Plantation. One of the most haunted places on Earth, Myrtles Plantation, is home to one of the most cursed objects on Earth. It was a ritual on this plantation that the mirrors were covered whenever someone died. It's said this was to keep the spirits from being trapped between dimensions. However, it is believed that they missed one mirror when Sarah Woodruff and her children fatally died. They were poisoned by a slave and died on the premises, but one mirror remained uncovered. The soul of her and her children were trapped in the mirror and haunt those who look into it to this day. Visitors at the 217-year-old plantation report seeing handprints on the glass, prints allegedly belonging to the slain Woodruffs. Strange drip marks also run the length of the mirror, and no amount of cleaning can remove the residue. Visitors have also spotted figures in old-fashioned clothing lurking inside the mirror's warped glass. Although some say this could be Sarah Woodruff and her children, some speculate that it could be something much darker. Busbys Chair. Convicted murderer Thomas Busby desired to be the last and only person to sit in his favorite chair. He even strangled his own father-in-law for sitting in it. Before he was executed for this murder in 1702, he ate his last meal in his beloved favorite chair. When he finished, he stood and cast a curse on the chair, stating that anyone who sat there would meet a quick and untimely death. It is alleged that 63 people have done just that, sat in the chair, and subsequently died, some only minutes later. The last known victim was a delivery man who died hours later in a car accident. The haunted chair now resides in the Thirsk Museum, where it is suspended in the air to prevent people from sitting in it. While it may only be a superstition, sometimes it's best to be overly cautious. Annabelle the Doll. Bought in an antique shop in 1970, a woman gave this raggedy doll to her daughter, Donna, who was in nursing school. At first, the doll seemed like any other doll. Nothing seemed to be suspicious or out of place. However, things started to get creepy when Donna and roommate Angie kept arriving home to find the doll in different positions and different locations. In a startling turn of events, the doll began leaving them notes saying, "Help us." If that didn't top the strange events, they also found the doll with blood on it seemingly appearing out of nowhere with no source. For obvious reasons, Lou, a guy friend of Donnie and Angie, tried to get the girls to dispose of the doll. This, however, displeased the doll, who then tried to strangle Lou via a nightmare. However, when Lou awoke, he horrifically found the doll on top of him. The young girls eventually called Ed and Lorraine Warren, the same two who investigated the Amityville house. They concluded the doll was actually a conduit to hell and was being used by a demon. After 2 failed exorcism attempts, the doll was encased in a specially made glass case in the Warrens Occult Museum, where it supposedly still moves and scratches the case to this day. Visitors to the museum are still advised not to touch the doll due to its demonic nature. Letta the Gypsy Doll. Letta the Doll was apparently made 200 years ago by a Romanian gypsy for his son who had drowned. It's believed that the spirit of the boy transferred to the doll and has remained in the doll until today. Though no evil occurrences have been associated with the doll yet, there is definitely a paranormal aura surrounding it. For example, it supposedly rains every time the doll is taken outside. Dogs hate the doll and try to attack it, and people claim to feel inexplicably afraid and sad when they see Letta. But that's not all. The doll also moves by itself, changing positions while seated, and even emits a pulse while being held. And on top of that, just look at it. There's something very unnerving about its face. The hands resist him painting. The eBay haunted painting causes sickness, screaming, and fear. In 2000, an anonymous eBay seller listed a painting created by artist Bill Stoneham called The Hands Resist Him. This painting is now largely considered to be one of the world's most haunted works of art. The painting features a boy and a creepy doll standing in front of a glass door. The painting was created in 1972 and purchased by Hollywood actor John Marley. It was then bought by a California couple before going up for sale on eBay, along with a dire warning about the problems involved with owning the object. According to the couple, the figures in the painting moved around at night, sometimes disappearing from the canvas entirely. The boy in the painting was said to actually enter the room where the painting hung, and everyone who viewed the painting reported feeling sick and weak. Small children would take one look at the painting and run from the room screaming. Adults sometimes felt like unseen hands were grabbing them, and others said they felt a blast of hot air as if they had opened an oven. Even those who viewed the painting online claimed to feel a sense of unease, dread, or terror when looking at the painting. Reddit users have regularly complained of feeling unnerved, sick, and even like something is looking back at them. One person even claimed that their brand new printer refused to print the photo of the painting. However, it worked fine on every other print job. The painting was purchased by an art gallery in Grand Rapids, Michigan. When the gallery spoke to the artist who had created it, he was surprised to hear that his work was at the center of a paranormal investigation. But he did mention that two people who originally displayed and reviewed the painting had died within a year of viewing. The hands resist him.